everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be my November favorites. Now this is going to be a little bit more of a special November favorites because I will not be doing a December favorite. If you've been with me on my channel for a while, you guys know I like to do like my yearly favorites. So this is going to be my last like monthly favorites video for the year of 2016. And then what you guys will see next month is going to be my yearly favorites split up into two different videos, which will be a high-end favorites and a drugstore favorites, just so you guys can see everything that I've been absolutely loving for the year and kind of like split them up so it's not going to be a super long video. I also wanted to mention really briefly that I will be doing Vlogmas this year, which I'm really excited. I will leave my vlog channel linked down below in the description bar if you are curious and if you want to watch me for the month of December. It does start today, so make sure you are subscribed if you wanted to see me vlogging all through the month of December. I have a couple fun things planned that I'm really excited to do with you guys on my channel, so I will leave again that link down below. It will always be down there in the description box if you ever want to go check it out. But today we're talking about my November favorites. I also have a couple misses this month, which will be towards the end of the video, so I'll talk about all the good stuff and then the things that I just have not been loving so much this month. I have a good mix of things from body care to makeup and skincare, so let's just jump right into it. I'm gonna first start off with some brushes that I have been loving this month and have not put down. I've used them every single time I've been doing my makeup and they've become a staple in kind of like my everyday brush container over there. So the first one is by SL Miss Glam. I actually discovered this brand when I went to Gem Beauty this year and I love their brushes. I actually have a bunch of them on display right there in that pretty cute little acrylic organizer. But this one specifically is their blending brush. It is the L34 Blend Beauty brush. This is one of the best blending brushes I've ever tried, and I've used brushes from Morphe, from Sigma, from MAC. I've used a lot of different brushes and I love this one. I was a little bit nervous about it because it's quite flimsy of a blending brush and it's not super dense, but that's what I love about it because I will use something that's really light for my transition shade and just kind of like buff it into my crease and it just looks so beautiful and airbrushed. So I'm sorry it's dirty, but this is what I've been using all month long. Again, it's the L34 from SL Miss Glam. I will have their link down below if you want to check them out. I did receive this during Gem Beauty and I love it. The other brush that I've been loving this month, I actually discovered at Gem Beauty as well. I've been using their brushes for about a year and a half now and I love them. But this is one of their eye brushes which I've never tried before and I fell in love with the shape of this. This is the Luxie 231 Small Tapered Blending Brush. I love their brushes. They're really nice, like soft baby pink with like a copper rose gold metal on the top. It's so pretty. So again, this is what the brush looks like. I just love this for putting product in my outer V and blending it out. This is a little bit bigger of a tapered brush than I would typically use from Morphe, but I like this because you're able to blend with it, so you can pack on the color and then kind of buff out the edges instead of just placing color on there. So I love this. I've been using it again all month long. This is the number 231 Small Tapered Blending Brush from Luxie. I have fallen madly in love with a new primer, you guys, and honestly, I don't think I can do my makeup without this primer anymore, and this is something that I mentioned in my rouge haul, and I am so glad I bought this. I was really nervous about this working because I feel like it was kind of gimmicky, but this has definitely changed my makeup routine, and again, I cannot do my makeup without this. This is the Estee Edit Pore Vanishing Stick. This is what it looks like. I've been using this every single time I put makeup on. You can even use this without makeup if you just want to kind of blur your imperfections and your pores if you have really large texture on your cheek area, which I do, but I just feel like this makes such a huge difference right around my cheek area, which I have huge pores and texture right here. I will put my moisturizer on and then this and then another primer on top because I feel like this just does my pores and it doesn't really mattify or kind of prepare my skin around my face for my makeup. But this, in these spots where you have huge pores and an oily T-zone, this is a must. I love it. It is a little bit pricey for how much product you're getting, but I've been using this all month and you guys can see I've barely made a dent in this already, which is amazing. I like put on probably like 5 or 6 swipes on each side and it is life-changing. I also rediscovered a new favorite. I used to love this and use this all the time back in the day, and so many people used to use this, and I don't know why everyone just stopped talking about it, but this is what I was wearing during Gem Beauty when I would put my makeup on at 6:30 in the morning and I wouldn't take it off until about 11:30 at night, and my makeup still looked so good and my concealer did not crease, it didn't go anywhere, it looked flawless by the end of the day after so many hours of me wearing my makeup. So I wanted to mention this again. I know a lot of people still still love it, but no one talks about it anymore, so I thought I would be the one to bring it back into the hype of things. This is the MAC Pro Longwear Concealer. Again, so many people used to love this and use this, and I was that person that always had it in my acrylic organizer, of course, but it would never pull it out and use it until I was like, I need something really, really long wearing for those days that I need my makeup to last and look good all day. And I decided to pull it out, and I do not regret it. I missed this so much. It looks beautiful on the skin. The only thing I do not like about this is the packaging. It's like a glass, so it's not good for travel. If you do travel a lot, I do think it's gonna break if you have it in your bag and you're not careful. But the coverage of this is insane. The longevity is insane. You only need like one little dot underneath your eyes and it's gonna go such a long way. It blends out beautifully. I just cannot say enough good things about this. I have it in the color NW20 and it is perfect for under my eyes, and I'm so glad I pulled it back out again. The other concealer that I have been absolutely loving as well is by Bare Minerals. I'm not sure if I've actually talked about this. I know I've used it in a couple tutorials, but this is their Stroke of Light eye brightener, and when I'm lazy, I will actually just use this as my highlighting and concealing shade. It is a nice medium coverage concealer or brightener if you want to put it that way, but I love this. If I put this on and then I'll put a little bit of this underneath it and just really brightens up my eyes. I have it in the color Luminous 2, and I think number 1 is quite pink toned, and then number 3 I think is quite peachy. So this one is quite yellow toned. It reminds me a lot of the MAC Prep and Prime highlighting pens, which are amazing, but I feel like this gives a little bit more coverage, so you can get away with this if you just want to wear this as concealer and a highlighter in one, which I do when I'm lazy and I don't want to pile on concealer under my eyes. I just think this is a beautiful product. Again, it's so lightweight, it blends out beautifully, and the color is perfection. If you like a really bright highlighted under eye, you are going to love this. I wanted to try out a new powder this month. This is by NYX. This is their hashtag no filter finishing powder. I was actually pulling out quite a bit my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural in the color medium, which I am wearing right now just because I love that powder, and this one is quite dark, so I have to buy a different shade in this powder, but this is so similar to the MAC one, the Mineralized Skin Finish Natural, that you guys should just save your money and buy this one. They have a bunch of colors online. I did buy this in store at Ulta, and again, I bought quite of a dark shade. I wasn't expecting it to be this dark when I brought it home. I was like, whoa, that's quite dark, especially compared to the shade description that it says online. I got it in light beige, and it's supposed to be like light skin with neutral undertones, and this is like medium skin for sure. It doesn't have a lot of coverage to it, and it's not super pigmented. I kind of swatched it right there. You can see it a little bit, but it's definitely still too dark for me to use right now, and this just gives your skin like a really beautiful airbrush finish. It has a little bit of a radiant sheen in there. It kind of reminds me of the Kat Von D translucent powder, but it has that tint to it, so it's beautiful if you want a little bit of extra coverage but not something super cakey or full like the MAC Studio Fix. I love this. It's super dupeable again to the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. So if you want a really good drugstore powder that's going to give your skin like an airbrushed radiant finish, this is definitely for you. The other one that I have been loving is the Makeup Forever Super Matte Loose Powder. I have gone through a couple of these, and this is a really old product. Old by means it's not like a new release, it's been out for a while, but I've used this so much this month. I used to go through these so fast when I was younger and I first discovered this product. So this is what it looks like. I actually don't know if they sell these in store. I bought mine online a while ago. This actually does not have a shade on it. I do know there are a couple shades available to purchase on Sephora. You guys can see just how much I've used of this. I'm almost out of it. I need to buy a new one, but I love this. It is very mattifying. It kind of gives your skin like a velvety finish. If you love setting your makeup with a loose powder, but you are super oily and you still love a velvety, smooth yet matte finish, this is a beautiful product. It really lasts on the skin. It keeps my oils under control, which I like. I probably wouldn't recommend using this under the eyes because it is super mattifying, but this in the T-zone, if you are anything from combination to oily, you are going to love this. This has been one of my favorite powders forever, and I always forget about it because I feel like it's not very readily available at the stores. You have to buy it online, I believe, but it is so worth it and it is beautiful. I mentioned this next product in my Sephora Via B Rouge haul, and I was super excited about this, and I'm really glad that I picked it up still. But I mentioned in that video that I didn't think this was going to be super pigmented and that it was going to be nice to build up. Well, I was wrong. Actually, when you put this on your skin, it is so pigmented. You really have to be careful with it. This is the NARS Blush Contour Duo, and again, I have it in the color Talia. I used to have one of the pinkier toned ones, and I gave it away because it was just too pink and ashy for my skin tone. And then I saw that they released more shades of these contour duos, and I fell fell in love with this one, so I had to pick it up. I'm wearing it on my cheekbones today, and I just love the color of this. It's kind of like a nice neutral cool tone brown, but it does not have a lot of gray in it where it's gonna make me look ashy, because that is when I cannot use a contour shade. If it's too ashy or gray, it looks horribly muddy on my skin tone. But this is so stunning. I absolutely love this, and again, it's super pigmented. I was quite surprised at first. I was like, oh my god, I went in with such a heavy hand when I put it on. I had to really blend it out, but it blended out nicely. It is a really buildable product, so if you do want a really strong intense contour, you can definitely achieve that with this powder. It is beautiful. It blends out effortlessly, and I adore the color of this. This next product I actually purchased this month as well, and I was really skeptical about this product. This is the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Pressed in the color Rose Quartz. It has the beautiful kind of like limited edition packaging. I do know that this is limited edition, so if you wanted to get this, I would highly recommend getting it in your store if they still carry it there, because I think it is sold out online. But I wanted to talk about it because I really despise super pink highlighters or ones that have a lot of coolness to it. This is a really special pink highlighter, which actually surprised me a lot, and I talked about this in my Ulta haul, but it has like a little bit of a champagne silverness to it. I'm wearing it today on my cheekbones, and it doesn't give you a super bright highlighted look, but it gives you like a more natural luminous sheen from within, which I really like. So there's a swatch of it. It has a subtle hint of pink, but it also has some silver and some champagne in there. So I am surprisingly really in love with this, and I did not think I was gonna like this at all when I purchased it. I was like, oh god, what am I doing? Another pink highlighter that I probably will not wear. But I've been reaching for this a lot, and I actually like it a lot more than I thought I would, because it is stunning. I definitely do not have anything like this in my collection because it's just such a unique color. They are quite pigmented, so you do have to go with a light hand, but they blend out beautifully on the cheekbones. This one does not emphasize any of my texture or any of my pores on my cheeks as well, so I love this for that as well. I just think it looks beautiful on the skin, and again, this is in the color Rose Quartz. I do not know where I have been where I have not purchased more of these, because these are so stunning and I want to buy all of them, which I will not do because they're quite expensive, but I'm really glad that I picked this one up. I actually purchased this a really long time ago, and I have not used it until recently, and I fell in love. This is the Inglot AMC Pure Pigment Eyeshadows. I have mine in the color 118, which again, I want to pick up more, but this is kind of like a beautiful, really shimmery kind of yellow, white, gold. It is so pretty. I'm actually wearing it on my lids right now. I love this. Their pigments are so underrated. They're a little bit more glittery and kind of crumbly than a MAC pigment, which I will try and show you without spilling this. So that is what the pigment looks like. It is just such a beautiful color, and again, it has like chunks of sparkle in there. There are some that I've seen that do not have as much sparkle and glitz to them, but I love this color. I really want 119, which is kind of like a dupe for the MAC pigment in the color tan, which I love, but that one has a little bit more shimmer to it, which I love a glittery lid, so anything with glitter and pigment in there, I really want to get my hands on. So if you guys have any other recommendations for different color pigments from them that you have tried and you love, please leave them down below for me, because I do want to get my hands on some more of them. You can find Inglot at beautylish.com, or you can order from the Inglot website. I do find Beautylish's shipping and customer service is amazing, so I would highly recommend ordering from them, because it takes like 2 days for you to get your orders, and they do carry Inglot products, and again, I'm obsessed with this pigment. The other product this month that kind of stunned me was this NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the color Stripped. I was not expecting much of this, but I'm pleasantly surprised with how long wearing this is. This is like the perfect nudie pink. It has a little bit of a brown in there. It's just so pretty. Now this is kind of hard to explain because it's not like a gloss, it's not a liquid lipstick, but it's like a long wearing glossy lipstick, and it sounds confusing, but this goes on like a lip lacquer, and once the tackiness goes away and the shine goes away, you're still going to be left with the color of it. So that's why I love this so much, and I was not expecting it to last so long on my lips. So that is what the color Stripped looks like. It's just like my perfect nude. I love throwing this on without anything underneath it or a lip liner or anything. This is just beautiful on its own, and I just love how long lasting it is. It's also very hydrating and moisturizing to the lips, which I was not expecting. I haven't heard many people talk about this, and I think this is a very underrated product. I do have some skincare products I wanted to talk about. This is by Clinique. It's their Pep Start Hydro Blur Moisturizer. Now I've tried this out for a couple days now, and I can kind of give you guys my opinions on it, and I do really like this. I don't feel like it's super moisturizing, so I would not use this on its own as a moisturizer if you don't want to put anything on top of it, but I do think this is a great moisturizer if you wanted to kind of like prep your skin for makeup with, because this is gonna blur out your pores. I did find that it did blur out all of my imperfections and all my texture on my skin, so I did really like that about this. I mentioned in my haul video that I want to try and find a moisturizer that was different than my Sephora collection one. The only thing that is not the same about this one versus the Sephora one is that it has no SPF, and that is one thing that I really wish this had. This does kind of feel more like a paste on your skin, not in a bad way but in a good way. It doesn't really feel like a moisturizer. It kind of feels a little bit more heavy duty than a moisturizer, more like a cream. I'm wearing it under my makeup right now and I have had no issues with it today or any of the other times that I have tried it. So I think this is a good moisturizer. Again, I would only use this and recommend it if you wanted to wear makeup on top of it, but it does blur out all your imperfections and your pores, and I do think this is really good for combination to oily skin. So I talked about these products and this brand on my Snapchat a couple weeks ago, and I finally was able to test these out, at least one of them so far, and I am loving this product. These are by Peach and Lily. Again, I talked about them on my Snapchat. These are sheet masks. I have a variety of sheet masks in my collection. I probably have over 20 different brands that I have tried, and this is by far the best one that I have tried to date. I just love the way this feels on my skin. Now, I think what makes this so special is not just the ingredients that are in it or the company that it's coming from or made by, but I feel like what makes this so special to me is what the kind of mask feels like on my skin. This says it's a silky cellulose sheet mask, which kind of feels kind of gelatinous and jelly-like on your skin, and it's nothing that I've ever tried before. The other ones that I've used from Bon Vivant or Sephora, they're a little bit more of like a fiber sheet mask, but they don't feel as nourishing or as hydrating as something like this, which just feels so cooling and just so comfortable on the skin. So I think that's why these stand out to me so much more than all the other ones that I've tried. It's just that it feels so hydrating and it just kind of sinks into your skin. Not only does it feel amazing on your skin, but this one in particular made my skin feel like such a baby's butt. It was so smooth. I was astonished, and it actually really helped with all of my acne on my skin, which I had a lot of active acne breakouts on my chin area, and this just kind of like helped everything just kind of reset, and I just love this. I'm excited to use the other two. I cannot talk about the results from these ones yet, but this one, the Soothe and Restore, the reset button, is amazing. If you want your skin to feel soft, if you wanted to try sheet mask that was also very hydrating, had a lot of serum in it, I have nothing bad to say about these. I love them. You can buy these separately or in the bundle. They did reach out to me and want me to try them out, but I'm so happy they did. I love their brand. They carry a lot more high-end Korean skincare than something you'd see on Mimi Box or even Sephora, so I would even just check them out to see if there's anything that you're interested in trying, but these sheet masks by them are fantastic, and I'm so excited to use the other two. My last favorite for the month is actually a fragrance. This is by Victoria's Secret. This is one of their fragrance mists. Is in the scent Rich Jasmine, but this one, I've been spraying this on myself every single day. I'm really bad at kind of explaining scents, so I'm not going to try and do it. It doesn't have a really overpowering jasmine smell. It smells fruity, it smells florally, it smells sophisticated. It's something that someone a little bit more mature would wear. It doesn't smell very like kid-like or teenager-like, which I know a lot of them kind of do, and that's why I don't really like them. They remind me of what I used to wear in high school, which like Love Spell, a lot of people love that, but that reminds me of high school, and I wanted something that was a little bit more mature and sophisticated, but still had the notes of like something floral and something fruity. My boyfriend says it smells amazing as well, so it is a keeper in my book. Now moving on to the products that just did not work out for me this month. The first one, I was really excited about this and I really wanted this to work out for me. I'm actually wearing it right now. This is the brow pomade I'm currently wearing. It is by Ulta. It's just their brow pomade. Now I love the color of this. I think it's the perfect color for my eyebrows, and I've been using this quite a bit. You guys can see I made a huge dent in this already for only using it for a couple weeks. This isn't as creamy or as pigmented as one of the Anastasia dip brows. This one is more of like a moussey formula. It's not more of a creamy one, so you actually have to pick up quite a lot more product on your brush if you kind of want more of a pigmented swipe, or you do have to go back in multiple times and build it up. The only thing that I cannot stand about this product is that it's not waterproof. Now, I go to the gym a lot, and I normally don't go to the gym with a full face of makeup on, but I do like to have at least some brows on because my brows are pretty sparse without any product in there, and I almost had a heart attack when I went to go like pat my face from my sweat with my towel at the gym, and half my brow came off, and I was like, oh girl, there's no way that this is gonna work out for me. Ugh, I just wanted this to be waterproof so bad, but I was missing half a brow during the rest of my workout and it's quite embarrassing. So this is the Ulta Brow Pomade. Again, it's in the color Warm Brown. This was just a no-go for me. The other product that just did not work out for me, I've been actually trying this on and off for months. This is the Holika Sweet Cotton Sebum Clear Powder in Mist. Now, this smells so sweet. The fragrance of it smells delicious. I love it. It's kind of like a floral sweet, which I really like. It is strong, but I do like it. Now, this is supposed to be a makeup mist or something that you put on after your skincare routine to kind of just like set everything in place, but it's supposed to be mattifying and oil controlling because it has the powder in there. So that's why it's kind of like a milky color. As you can see, you will see a line of powder on the bottom, so you really have to shake it up to make sure all the powder is dispersed well in there. And this just did not work out for me. I did not find it to be very mattifying or oil controlling. I'm probably going to use it still because I do like the scent of it and the way it feels on my skin, but I usually only will use this at night when I'm kind of done with all of my skincare and I just want to lock it in. This just did not work out for me. It is really inexpensive, and again, I do like the smell, but it's just not very mattifying. Alright, so that's it for my November favorites and misses. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember that I will be doing Vlogmas on my vlog channel, so again, I'll leave that link down below so you guys can go check it out and subscribe over there. But if you did like this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all so very much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!